Anish, congratulations to your win at the last round. From the start of the game, it seemed that there will be blood on the board, but it was a question whose blood will be. What were your feelings during the opening?
Yeah, it was a very interesting choice of his. But I also know this line. I looked at it in great detail also. It's very tempting to play this way. You play sort of in this purest Bronstein, Geller style King's Indian, you know, how they used to do with ED, and then there's all this business with the... And there was a very relevant game, Kramnik against Ponomariov, really long time ago. I was actually there at the tournament when it was played, I think. And at the time, I thought Ponomariov did something strange, and I think he lost. But then afterwards, I realized that he had some deep preparation. And yeah, this line, well, I know that instead of d5, objectively the computer's top choice is bishop h6, and you get some endgame which holds for black. But it's not why you play the line, of course. You don't play this line to end up in some worse endgame. So I was not surprised that he deviated. And I think that this piece sack, I sort of, maybe I had seen it also. Probably I had seen it. But then I don't know, I'm not sure at all if I played well. I considered taking on e6 intermezzo. Later I regret, for one move I regretted it, I didn't do that. But then I did this interesting decision. Okay, I realized after bishop d7 that first I thought, you know, I'm sort of just, it doesn't have enough compensation. I have only a full piece for only 2 pawns. But then I started seeing all kinds of counterplay, and I decided to sort of pull the brakes at that moment, because I realized, you know, if I'll make some moves that don't do anything, like some maybe bishop e2 and knight e2, like that's what I initially planned, I realized I might be stuck with my pieces. And okay, I have sort of material, but you know, also it's not so easy to convert ever, because there is no place where I have like a trump in terms of a pawn. So he's got 3 against 2 on the queen side, 3 against 2 on the king side. So in the long run, there are always potential for some endgame to be held, you know. If so, I don't have like a passed pawn or anything, you know. So I'm sort of, I have to stand there a bit cramped with my pieces, and then I realized that, okay, maybe I should sort of make a, you know, take a good moment here and not just make moves without point. And then I thought of this a3 move, which is has a very strong idea to go for b4 and block his counterplay, because b4 and c5 is his counterplay. He needs that. And of course I allow c5, and then I can give back the piece. And I thought, okay, it's a decent way to pull emergency break. I'm not sure it's the best, but you know, I thought practically it's what I should do, because I didn't see another way to nicely get everything I want. And then he made, I think, a big mistake. He included h4, which has a point in one line where after bishop d5 cd I sack it, bishop 8, he sacks the exchange. But I think he can sack it anyway. And in the line as happened in the game where I take on d5 and on d4, h4, h3 inclusion is huge for me, because knight g4 was always vital tempo for him. So I was calculating that line without h4, h3, and I was far from sure if I'm better, because knight g4 is coming everywhere, and I had to calculate even some sacrifices sometimes. Knight g4, he can even sack some f7 pawn and then go queen h4, and so I was calculating that, and I was even thinking there maybe I should start with h3 in that position. And when I realized that with h4, h3 he wants to go to the same position where I already have h3 for free, and h4 only weakens him, I was really happy there. I think after h4, h3 you probably should have already just bluffed something else. I don't know, I didn't see the defense for him after that. I must say I missed bishop g4, which was a bit of a shock, because I saw bishop h3, I saw bishop f5, missed bishop g4, and I couldn't believe that works. And for a second, then I started calculating, and I didn't see bishop f7 at first. So then I thought, okay, maybe it works. I was extremely annoyed. But then I found that bishop f7, knight f7, knight f6, which is a very nice sequence. And I think then I'm winning just completely.
Engine suggested that the deciding mistake was rook b8, that he should play rook c8, and there is some counterplay. But then
yeah, I think what he missed, because he was calculating position without h4, h3 included also. And there I also thought my move is queen b3, because knight e4 there doesn't work at all because of knight g4. So there maybe rook b8 was okay. And I think he expected queen b3 here also, which is a good move, queen b3. Here also it's a good move. I was going to make it very fast, and then I realized that knight e4 is very strong. So I think that, yeah, he missed knight e4. And rook c8 pins the knight, actually. And yeah, well, that was a decisive mistake. But I think that it's sort of going h4, going for this would have been much better for him than I don't know, maybe bishop a8. Bishop a8, there were a few things. First of all, I believe after d6 he should hold, but I also think queen a8, rook d4, he's exchanged down, and then I think I don't have a position very clear in my head anymore, because I think there was some queen a8, bishop takes d4, and now h4, and he has this. I'm not sure if it works actually, but some h4 in some version, maybe bishop f5 first. I think that, probably bishop hangs. So I think he has to go bishop f5 first, and then h4. And I think he has compensation. Okay, maybe not. I was calculating that thing, but I think at least optically, or like how I felt, is that h4 h3 inclusion sort of was decisive. Then after h4 h3, I think he should not have. Maybe he should take how he did and then not go rook b8. Okay, we skipped the moment because he played rook b8 very fast, so I forgot about that he did. If he doesn't do it, I guess I'm better. Anyway. And it's a big relief for me and very annoying for him, because he played the whole opening to imbalance things, and now he's worse in a very balanced way. Like there is no more imbalance, there is no more risk for me, so it's just very depressing for him. That's a bit of a problem with this sort of fighting mindset, which is amazing and great. I also you need that to be a top player now, so I'm also having that fighting mindset always. But the problem with that is that the moment you get some position where you have to defend in a sad way, you have to sort of change gears. And this is one of the hardest things to do in chess, like switching gears between the defensive mindset and the aggressive mindset. And it's easier to just be in one. And that's why you see many mistakes. The people in defensive mindset, then they don't convert. People in aggressive mindset, they lose like this. So really the one who can master switching between attack and defenses, is going to rule the world.
I think that Pragnananda has tried to push so much, considering the tournament results.
No, of course. I mean, full credit to him, and I would have never gotten this position if he wasn't in the must-win game. And I guess he was also unfortunate that I knew the line. Although, I've been around for many years, so I should know these kind of lines. But he had to do this. But that's how it is nowadays. I mean, every day everybody plays for a win, to be honest. For example, Sam Shankland playing for a win with both colors every day also. And when he loses, even without a tournament situation, just every day. And also players, who are not here, like Nuderbeck also. Nowadays, most players, Fabiano, most players are playing both colors for a win. That's normal. Today maybe Prague pushed it a bit further than usual, but I think that's just how things are. And now, whenever you win a game at high level against top strong opponent, usually your opponent helped as well, because if opponent will play extremely solid, it will be really hard to win. But the problem is, for the opponent, it makes no sense to play solid. Okay, if everybody will play solid, the one who will not play solid will win the tournament, and you will be there with all draws. So that's why you need such mindset. It's also, you needed to win tournaments like Prague. If he didn't do this, he wouldn't have won the tournament. So he had to try, and maybe one day it will work. But today, luckily for me, it didn't.
And how do you feel about your result in the tournament? You ended on +1, but 2 rounds ago it was -1.
So of course the contrast is huge. In general, +1 is the result that I would find acceptable. I'm not happy with my current rating, but whatever it is a gain of that rating. So that's okay for me. But of course, the way it happened, I'm happy, because let's say, if I would have missed 3 winning positions and only won 1, I would feel, +1, not great. But of course, after my loss to Aravind, I thought the tournament was going to. I was anyway happy with the tournament. I thought it was a great learning experience. I really learned a lot. I thought the game. I rarely felt. I almost never felt so okay after a loss as that game with Aravind, because it was really it reminded me of my childhood when I used to get outplayed by remember some games with Levon I played where some games were my own wrongdoing, but there was one game I remember where he beat me and I just didn't know what I did wrong. And that happened to me more when I was young, because as I got older I started to understand chess much better, and I generally don't lose in that fashion. Usually I lose, I know why I lost. It's something went wrong in my, I lost concentration, or I took too much risk, or I did something stupid that I know. But in that game I really felt that I did everything fine. Like I weighed every my decision. I didn't do anything impulsive. I really felt that every decision I do is justified. And yet I lost in the end. So I felt that, I don't have regrets about this game. But I think he played extremely well, given the pressure he was under, because I expected him to be under pressure because he was leading. He was black, he had less time. I'm also supposed to still be a good player, so he should be a little bit scared. But the way, he maintained the tension, while he had alternatives to release the tension, which were okay, which was what I expected, he maintained the tension, and then when there was a moment to release it, he released it at the right way. And then after that, he found this attacking thing as well, and really was, and that's all under, with little time. And I found it really very impressive, that game, and I didn't really feel bad about it. I felt extremely, afterwards I felt really bad because I realized, where my life is going, and it's all miserable. But but in terms of the game, I felt fine. It was a great game by my opponent. Really like a rare occasion where I felt that my loss was so deserved. I think sometimes it happens that someone plays really, really well in chess. Not often, but it happens, and it was one such game. So I felt okay in that sense, but of course I'm really happy with winning.
And Anish, now the tournament is over. Can you tell us how did you enjoy playing here?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I was really happy that I played here anyway. I learned so much. That's why I came here, because I want to play more classical chess to get to feel the state of affairs now, because I play very little, and I think that's you don't learn much when you play so little, and just observing other players is not the same, because I want to see how my chess is in context of modern chess, and I wanted to play players that are here. These all players here are those who want to play chess. They're here because they really want to play chess, just like me, and I wanted to experience, and I've learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot and had many interesting games. I didn't do much outside. I went on the rest day. The entertainment program to the center was really, really nice. My family came here at the beginning. They had holiday. They also watched. They visited a bit more, but it was very nice. I had a good time for sure. I know this hotel sort of accommodates everything, the playing hall and the room and everything for all the participants. It's really, really convenient, of course. I wish I could walk towards in the center. It was a very beautiful place, but I also know that you can't have it all. So it was all right, and there's actually some nice restaurants around as well. Like there is also food in here, which is also good. But we tried some different restaurants, and surprisingly, many very good places very near. So you don't have to go to the center as well. So yeah, it was very nice. And once I broke my glasses also. It was kind of crazy actually. I
During the game?
No. I woke up and the glasses were on the floor, and one was broken. And we have a suspect who did it. There's no evidence, but we have a suspect who has done that. And there's an investigation, but luckily, there's a mall here, very, very near, and there they fixed my glasses. Mm-hmm. So that was really nice, because actually it could have been a huge problem, because I at some point switched my bags and I forgot to have any spare things. So I only had one pair of lenses, luckily, like by accident, and some other bag. So I was okay for a day without glasses. But then if I wouldn't have been able to fix glasses, that would be a big problem, because I cannot. It's not a blindfold tournament, so otherwise it's okay. But I can play blindfold. But if my opponents are playing not blindfold, it's not fair.
It will be definitely interesting
for sure. My score would have been not as good, definitely. And it's very nice. Even that this issue was kind of fixed so near, like the smallest 10 minutes walk, and they had their glass shop and they kindly fixed glasses. So yeah, that was really nice.
Anish, we are really glad that you had a good time here. We are really honored that you played here, and we hope that you will come back maybe next year.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the tournament to grow, definitely. I think it's an incredible tournament. But I also, see that, okay, there's, a lot of room to growth in general, because there are so many good tournaments, and this one getting better every year. And I think it's pretty much a top tournament at this point, and I hope it will flourish and get only better. And in general, I think the whole setup is amazing with the Open tournament and the Masters and the Challengers and even the Futures. They sort of model the tournament to Vaikanzei, I think. Maybe that's how I feel, but maybe because Vaikanzei we also have some similar things. And yeah, it's a really incredible tournament. I hope it flourishes, continues, and only grows further, and gets better and better.
We appreciate the kind words. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.